Hi, welcome to Maree P. Today I've got my pretty Persian Love Cupcakes that I dreamt up from an old recipe that I had made for Valentine's Day. So if you'd like to see how to make my super moist, delicately spiced Persian Love Cupcakes, come with me and let's see. So if you're new here today, welcome, and thank you to all my subscribers who have been supporting me. If you want to be a subscriber, all you need to do is have a Google account, sign in, hit subscribe, and then hit the bell, and then you'll be notified as soon as I have a new video released. I'm doing videos every Monday and Friday morning, UK time. So do you want to know the real story behind Persian Love Cakes? There once was a story about a woman who baked a cake to charm the Persian prince. There was love in every bite of the cake. So if he bit the cake, he would fall in love with her. The legend had it that the cake was enchanted. So if he bit into the cake, he would fall in love with her and they would live happily ever after. Do you want to know the real story? Well, I spoke to my Persian friend about, did she know about the Persian love cake? She'd never heard of it. So maybe the legend's made up, or maybe the woman her baking was so bad that the prince didn't fall in love with her, or maybe he bit the cake and then ran off with someone else. Who knows? All I know is that if you bake this Persian love cake and you take one bite, you'll fall in love with it. Not the prince, the cake. So come with me and let's bake a cake. Our ingredients: 150 grams of spelt flour, a teaspoon of orange zest, baking powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon, 55 grams of ground almonds, 1 teaspoon of rose water, 150 grams of caster sugar, a tablespoon of orange juice, 2 eggs, 75 grams of Greek yogurt, 125 grams of unsalted butter, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cardamom, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then our ingredients for the icing: we've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of rose water, we've got a teaspoon each of chopped pistachios and crushed rose petals, that's the little decoration on the top, 50 grams of cream cheese, 50 grams of icing sugar, and we sift that, and 1/2 teaspoon of orange juice. So we're all ready to start mixing our Persian love cakes. We've got the oven on 160, and now we're just going to cream the butter and sugar together. And I'm going to use my KitchenAid, but if you don't have a KitchenAid, you can use an electric beater. We're using the paddle attachment, so we'll just clip that on. So we'll throw our butter in and our sugar. We just need to cream that together until it's light and fluffy and white. Butter and sugar is all mixed, so we're going to pop in the eggs. We're going to add in a teaspoon of the rose water. You might find it difficult to get rose water, so you can leave it out, but if you manage to get it, it just adds that little exotic hint of rose. And then we'll add our zest, 1 teaspoon, and the juice, orange juice, 1 tablespoon, and the yogurt, and we're going to mix all that together. So I've just popped all the dry ingredients here, the spices, the baking powder, the almond and the flour. So just going to whisk that together just so that's all incorporated. I'm just going to stop that and help the sides and get this butter off here. Wow, my egg yolks are really orange today. So we'll give that another few minutes. Okay, now we're going to add our flour. We'll just pop that in. We just want to whip this up until it's combined. We don't want to beat it too much. So before I started videoing, I greased my muffin tray with some butter. If you want to use paper cases, that's fine. And we're going to use my ice cream scoop. But if you don't have an ice cream scoop, you can use a soup spoon. So you want to roughly get even amounts. So we're going to bake them for 20 minutes and then test them with a skewer, and if it comes out clean, they're done. Our 20-minute timer went off, so I'm just checking them. I think they're looking good. Yep, it's coming out clean. So we're going to let them sit and cool for 2 hours, before we ice them. But in the meantime, let's start with the icing. So for our icing, we've got the icing sugar already sifted. We're going to add the cream cheese. Whoops, my icing sugar just went everywhere. We're going to add a teaspoon of the rose water. I'm just going to add that to the orange juice, just so I don't forget. I don't like a lot of icing, so this is just to have a teaspoon of icing to add a little touch of sweetness and to do the pretty decorations. And then we can set this aside in the fridge. So I'm just going to add the juice. Okay, now for the fun part, we start icing the cakes. I made an error with my icing. I was only meant to add a small amount of the rose water and the orange juice. So I've added just 1/4 of a teaspoon of the rose water and half a teaspoon of orange juice. So I'm just putting a teaspoon right in the very center of each cake. Now for the fun part, we'll put the little crushed pistachios on. I just chop them up with a knife. So we just want to add a little bit to each top. Then we'll add some of the crushed rose petals, just like a little sprinkle. My Persian Love Cupcakes finished. So if you've liked this recipe, click down below and you can have a look and try and make it yourself. And let me know how you go. Write a little comment if you've had a go at making the Persian Love Cake or the Persian Love Cupcakes. I'll see you next time. Bye! Thank you for watching. If you've liked my video today, share it with a friend, hit the like button, the thumbs up, write a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And don't forget, hit the bell, and then you get notified as soon as I have a new video. I'll see you next time. Bye!